Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this afternoon's Cabinet meeting. This Cabinet meeting takes place at a time of national mourning, and I would like, on behalf of the members and officers present at this Cabinet meeting, to offer our profound condolences to the family of the Queen. I'd like to take this opportunity to give people details of the books of condolence which have been in the Mancroft room of City Hall, and the dates and times of the opportunity to sign the book of condolence. So Thursday and Friday and next Tuesday at 9 AM to 4 PM, and on Monday, which is the day of the Queen's funeral, City Hall will be open between 1 and 4 PM. Before we begin the formal business of the meeting, we will have a minute's silence. Very much. So, turning to the agenda, after we've taken the first items 1 to 4, because we are being asked to deal with only essential business, and for our agenda, that means key decisions, urgent items that need to be taken today. We will be deferring the other council items until our October meeting. So I'm going to take people through the agenda, but I'm going to start with the formal items that begin every Cabinet meeting. Do we have any apologies? No. Public questions and petitions? No. Any declarations of interest? No. And are we happy to approve the accuracy of the minutes of the meeting held on the 6th of July? We are. Excellent. So the items to be deferred to next month's Cabinet meeting are item 5, which is the Q1 22-23 Corporate Performance Assurance Report. Item 6, the Treasury Management Review 21-22. An update on health and safety compliance in council homes and buildings. That's item 7. And those are the 3 items to be deferred until next month. Could I have Cabinet's agreement to defer those items, if you could please indicate? Thank you very much. So our first item this afternoon is item 8, which is the Green Waste Disposal Contract, which is a key decision, so that has to be taken today. So, Councillor Kate Oliver, could you introduce the report, please?
Thank you, Leader. Yes, the contract is imminent, and so we need to consider approval for a new contract for the disposal of green waste collected from the households who sign up for a garden waste bin. and there's a nominal amount of green waste and creative hour contractor Norwich City Services Limited because of their grounds maintenance activities. So members will be aware that Council has some priority of Norwich being a sustainable and healthy city. We're also committed, of course, to reducing our impact on the environment, and we've committed to an ambitious programme of carbon reduction through the 2040 vision, the declaration of a climate emergency in 2018, and the adoption of the environmental strategy in 2020. So residents and members will be aware that we provide a wide range of recycling services, and an important part of that is the garden waste collection service. There's 13,300 at the beginning of August properties across the city use this service as a paid-for subscription, and it's BIFA who collect, and that is part of the really recently renegotiated contract. So our new contract for the processing of the garden waste has been jointly procured with 3 of our neighbour councils, Broadland, South Norfolk and Breckland. We use the joint approach to achieve economies of scale and provide a more favourable processing cost for each council. You'll be pleased to hear that our partner councils have already approved the award of the contract. The new contract will initially be awarded for a 3-year period from the 21st of September 22 to the 21st of September 2025. The successful bidder is TMA Margaret West in Longville in Norfolk, and with thanks to officers, I would like to recommend that that's approved.
Thank you very much, Councillor Oliver. Are there any further points on this item? Okay, so can we, first of all, before we take the recommendations, can I ask if anybody has any points they wish to raise on the exempt appendices below the line on this item? No? Okay, do we need to vote on that? Yes?
If we're not moving to exempt, we don't need to vote on it.
Okay, fine. So then can we accept the recommendations of this report? Indicate please, thank you very much. Item 9, utilities contract. Councillor Kendrick.
All of us have shared deep regret at the sad passing of the Queen last week. However, this sad event has also overshadowed one of the most important events for all of us, namely the government's announcement regarding the cost of living, and in particular what the government actually plans to do to tackle the energy crisis we are all living through. In respect to the death of the Queen and this occasion, I do not intend to overstate my point today. Nevertheless, months of rising energy prices have happened with nothing concrete at this stage to say how businesses or local government are being supported through the current crisis, and there are negligible details in the household proposals will be delivered. It is our duty as a council to make sure that we have a supply of utilities to the operational sites we use, like this building or the halls, and provide utilities to our sheltered housing schemes, district housing schemes and communal areas. This report is calling on the Council to enter into an agreement with our gas supplier through an organisation that has consistently outperformed the market in securing the best deals for its customers. We have sought advice from Cornwall Insights, not only one of the leading such advisors in the country, but a shining example of how a successful Norwich business whose report is included in the exempt appendices. To give the authority the greatest level of certainty, its recommendation in the report is to seek to enter a 1-year fixed-term contract while we continue to explore our longer-term options for gas and electricity, coming back to you in February with further proposals. In July, we had the foresight to ensure that the medium-term financial strategy update included provision for rising energy costs. We expect that the general fund should therefore still be able to accommodate rising bills and costs we face. But I will leave my colleague, Councillor Harris, to comment further on the situation regarding the housing revenue account. The simple truth is we cannot escape the energy market. However, we must fulfil our duty in entering a contract to ensure we have a supply from the 1st of April And with that, I recommend the proposals to you in this report.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kendrick. Councillor Gallagher.
Thank you, Paul. This is probably one of the most depressing reports we've seen before us as a Cabinet. The current contracts we have mean that the Council has been largely cushioned from the energy crisis, but as Paul has highlighted, we can escape this no more. This is outside of our control, with energy prices fluctuating rapidly as a result of worldwide events. In terms of the HRA impacts, the report sets out the financial costs we face. Much of these costs are recharged to our residents through service charges that we are obliged to set. At this stage, I cannot be definitive as to what the impact is for individual households. It will vary according to what the final prices we pay will be and by the individual schemes. However, what I can assure residents who may be listening is that if you are finding it challenging to pay your bills, then we will do what we can to support you. The report sets out some of the measures that we are already taking, and as this cost of living crisis continues, we will continue to work with individuals and groups to provide assistance, as well as continuing to lobby and put pressure on government to ensure it does everything it can to support individuals through this crisis. As with Paul, there's much more I could say, but out of respect to the time we are in, I will leave it there, except to second the proposals in this report.
Thank you very much, Gail. Are there any further comments? Councillor Wright.
Thank you, Chair. I do have one very brief question. Let's begin by thanking Tracy and Neville for giving me a very detailed briefing on this report in my capacity as Chair of Scrutiny. That was incredibly helpful. My question is, I think it's very prudent that we're looking at only a one-year contract, taking into account, for example, Goldman Sachs yesterday predicted sharp declines in the gas market price over this winter. Are there any options, should that happen, for us to renegotiate this contract if it's awarded, or are we in effect paying whatever is in the contract that's been agreed in the next day or so? Thank you.
Thanks very much, James. Yes, Neville, would you like to? Neville.
I think the answer is that although we're committed to the one-year deal, the prices that we will pay actually are based on a range of forward contracts. So if the price falls, there will be opportunities to take advantage of that. Essentially, what we'll be buying for the period April 23 to April 24 is an 18-month set of forward contracts. So although the decision is a binding decision that we couldn't change if we were to think there was a better deal elsewhere, we will still be able to take advantage of falling rates.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for that response. Okay, do we need to go below the line before we go to the recommendations to consider further information? No? Okay. So we can go to the recommendations. Indicate if you're happy with the recommendations, please. Thank you very much. Now we come to item 10, which is exclusion of the public, which we have to consider. All those in favour of excluding the public for these exempt items? Thank you very much. So